Good morning, dear students. Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the online class arranged by Rajshahi College. Today, I just want to deal with a lesson which is very important for your examination. Not only that, for just getting extra information about traffic police. You know, traffic police is very important character in our life, in our society. But depend on traffic policeman, actually we didn't get such type of movie or such type of documentary, but it is very known figure. It is very known traffic to our country, to our nation, and to the world. Just like today, I just want to focus on Unit 4, Lesson 4, and from Philippos Fly Course, Films, My Brother, the Traffic Policeman. And you know, I told you the last classes, actually traffic police always plays a very great role in our daily life for ensuring our safety on the roads. And for that reason, we cannot ignore the character. Last class we have known about the sorrows and sufferings of a traffic policeman while performing their duty. And while performing their duty, they have to face a lot of troubles and adverse situations. And facing all types of adverse situations, they always they perform their duty. They never swerve from their duty. They never flee away from their duty. And today, you know, regarding to traffic policeman, we got a film made by Philippos Phylactos. He made this type of film, though we know that Philippos Phylactos was a filmmaker, and most of the films made by Philippos Phylactos most depend on funny type of movies, but here we will get a different type of movie. We will just get a story depend on this passage. Just let me read out some lines from this passage. Imagine yourself as a traffic policeman. You have just finished your shift directing traffic near a school from morning till noon. Talk to a small group for 5 minutes about your experience. And actually, while in a physical class, you will get this type of opportunity to discuss with among your friends about these things. Just imagine that you have come out from your school or come out from any places, and you are experiencing some events regarding traffic policemen on the roads. You can discuss among your friends about the situation, about the hazardous experience of the traffic policeman. And from Philippos Phylactos films, my brother, the traffic policeman, if we go through the text, we will get some time of information about traffic policeman. The persona of a traffic policeman has always been a curious one. Here the word, just look, my dear students, the persona here, it indicates the special characteristics or criteria or personality of a traffic policeman, always been a curious one. Why? Because, you know, they are always performing their duties in any type of situation. So this type of people are very curious, and you will get a curiosity regarding their life. It has often found important space and close treatment in literature and other arts. Definitely, you will get some evidence regarding traffic policemen in literature, other arts. You will get this type of people's life and this type of people in your literature and other arts. Besides many poems about this fascinating character, there is at least one movie where the central character is a traffic policeman. Definitely, we will acknowledge the importance given by the film director Philippos Phylactos, and he made a movie on traffic policemen. Actually, they are performing their duty. They are ensuring our safety on roads, but their sorrows and sufferings go unnoticed, and we should think about their life and about their feelings, about their sorrows, about their joys. This type of feelings actually go unnoticed, but we get very interesting thing regarding this film. In 1963, Greek filmmaker, you know, Philippos Phylactos was a Greek filmmaker, and he made this film named My Brother, the Traffic Policeman. it featured, actually here it indicates the film, it featured a slightly manic traffic policeman, That means the traffic policeman was really was a man who was full of anger, and this he was slightly manic. His name, what is his name? Antonis Picoclos, Antonis Picoclos, who is utterly devoted to service. I told you before when you read out the poem The Traffic Policeman, at the time you noticed that they are very devoted. They are very devoted, they are to their service, and they never think of fleeing away from the roads, avoiding their duty, ignoring their duty in any type of situation. So they are very devoted. So here Antonis is very devoted to his service and duty and applies the traffic code with unyielding severity. Actually, he was very strict, and he always wanted to just follow the traffic rules and maintain the traffic rules, and for that reason he was very unyielding. He tried to follow the he had to implement the traffic rules on roads. For that reason we are getting his characteristics in this way, that he was very unyielding, and he tries to implement the traffic code and rules on roads. Tickets ran down upon lawbreakers, in particular taxi driver. You know, while getting any lawbreakers, he didn't actually escape anybody to get from tickets. Here tickets indicates the penalty. That means if anybody breaks the law, of course he has to face a penalty. For that reason here the word says ticket. Ticket indicates the penalty, or fine, and particularly taxi driver. There is a reason for that. That means he was not vindictive to the taxi drivers, but there is a reason here, especially Lampros. There is a link, there is a relation between the traffic policeman and Lampros. What is the relation? Who happens to be in love with Picoclos' sister, Fofo. For that reason, we are getting some different type of information. What is that? That means the traffic policeman was very angry, or to some extent you may say that he was very vindictive to the taxi driver, whose name is, what is his name? Lampros. Why? Why the traffic policeman was very angry to Lampros, and why the traffic policeman was ready to give him ticket? Because Lampros was fall in love with Picoclos' sister, that is the traffic policeman's sister, and the name of the traffic policeman's sister was Fofo. In his return, the traffic policeman is in love with a businessman's daughter. In vice versa, you are getting information another. What is that? The traffic policeman also fall in love with a businessman's daughter, Kiki. And here you are getting that the traffic policeman also falls in love with a businessman's daughter, Kiki. That means, you are getting information about falling in love. That means the story of the movie based on love, related to the life of a traffic policeman who is afraid to reveal her feelings to her father. Here Kiki was very much afraid to reveal the feelings. That means she falls in love with the traffic policeman. For the reason, she was very afraid, she was very scared that expressing her feelings to the traffic policeman. Besides, Antonis has given lots of traffic tickets to a bus belonging to her father's company. Here you are getting that definitely it is a matter of funny. What is that? That means Antonis, the traffic policeman, has given lots of traffic tickets to a bus that is belonging to Kiki's father, Kiki's father's company. That means to some extent he was also very vindictive to Kiki's father's company, because actually he expects the good relationship, expects a good culmination with his beloved. For all these reasons, the road to marriage for both couples is long and strewn with obstacles. And though the finishing of the movie is very enjoyable and happy ending, but you feel that the way of getting them closure or a happy ending is becoming long and is torn with obstacles, because the taxi driver fails to express his feelings. At the same time, the traffic policeman Antonis also fails to express his feelings to his beloved. For that reason, the way became long and is strained with many obstacles. There are some obstacles also, because the relation was not plain. The relation was obstacles with many problems and many impediments, and the outcome is happy for everyone involved. At the last of the movie, you see there was a happy ending. That means after all they got a happy ending, and in this way the story finished. That means the film is very short. It's a short film. You can enjoy the film at your home. You can enjoy the film at your home. You will get extra pleasure. You will be clear about the story. So if I go through the story again, what should I say? Actually, we cannot ignore, we should not ignore the sorrows and sufferings of everybody's life. We cannot ignore the sorrows and sufferings of everybody's life. Here you will get a relationship will involve with love between the traffic policeman and a businessman's daughter, and a taxi driver with the traffic policeman's sister. In this way, the story just begins and ends with a happy one. And this passage is important for your examination also. Why? You will get some questions. You may think that there may be some questions from here. Suppose MCQ, multiple choice question, a short question answer, and flowchart especially, and you can answer this type of questions from this passage if you can memorize the story. And of course, you have to memorize also the interrelationship among the characters, and of course you have to memorize the name of the characters here. In this way you can go through the passage. The passage is very short, but very interesting and very informative. And here you may practice at your home. Just try to guess the meaning of the following words from your context persona. And actually, what do you mean by persona? Here persona indicates the speciality of a character or characteristics of a person. That means here you can use it as a persona. Curious, curious, out of curiosity. That means try to know about the unknown things, the curiosity of knowing unknown things. Fascinating, that means very enjoyable or very spellbounding something. Manic, very angry type. Devoted, that means here devoted indicates, that means to be involved with something very strictly, very minutely. Obstacles, that means impediments. In this way you can guess the meaning, and definitely if you make some sentences from these words, it will be very benefited for you. So I expect that you will make some sentences from these words, just taking the words and other words from your passage. Here you may answer the question, some questions from the passage. What does giving tickets mean in the passage context? I told you before that here giving tickets indicates that just related to penalty. Here, if any driver breaks the law while driving, that means the traffic policeman always give them ticket. Here, ticket indicates that the penalty or fine. What idea of the central character have you formed? Here, the central idea, the central character just formed a character of relationship, love feelings, inner feelings in this way. What is meant by the road to marriage? Here you can say the road to marriage indicates that means the relationship based on the roads, and here the happy ending of the story and a happy attachment of the characters. In which language was the movie probably made? Here the language, in which language was the movie probably made? You will get some subtitle from the movie, but it may be in Greek language. How does the movie end? The movie ends with a happy one. The movie ends with a happy one. Why? Because they got a good attachment after the finishing the passage, and at the beginning of the passage you will get some problems regarding their relationship, and at the end of the passage you will get a happy ending. And In this way, you can answer the questions. I told you the last class, while answering any questions from interrogative sentence, of course, you have to form from an assertive sentence, and while making an assertive sentence, of course, you should not forget that you have to use subject at first, and then according to tense of the passage and according to tense of the question given, definitely you will form a sentence. Here, giving, take it, mean. The auxiliary here used is does. For that reason, you have to answer the questions in this way. Giving ticket means in the context. Actually, giving ticket means, what do you mean by giving tickets? You will answer in this way, but at first you have to answer the questions by giving subject and then verb according to tense and the rest of the sentence and the answer. What idea of the central character have you formed? Here, of course, you have to choose the subject and then you have to choose the verb given in the passage, given in the question, and then you have to choose the answer from your passage. In this way, you can answer the questions. I told you also that while answering any questions from this passage or from any passage in your exam paper, of course, you should not think that you have to make your answer elaborate. No, you have to answer your questions according to the necessity, according to requirement. Otherwise, sometimes your answer may be long or may be irrelevant. Of course, you should not write anything which is irrelevant to your question. Definitely, you have to answer some relevant answer, and you should not elaborate the answer without any reason. And in another way, do you think our traffic policemen perform the following duties? If not, why? You may agree or you may disagree, that doesn't matter, but you have to explain. You have to explain. Do you think our traffic policemen perform the following duties? Apply traffic codes with severity. Yes, they are applying their codes with severity. In the last class, I told you that while writing summary and while discussing regarding traffic policemen, I told you that they try to apply the traffic codes on roads, but sometimes they face some problems and unavoidable circumstances they have to face. Why? Sometimes they were pressurized by some big giant applying traffic codes on the roads. But I believe, and you may answer in this way, definitely our traffic policeman always applies traffic codes with severity and give tickets to all lawbreakers. To speak the very truth, they try to give tickets to all lawbreakers. They always try to penalize the lawbreakers while driving on the roads. For that reason, you may agree with the statement. What is that? Give tickets to all lawbreakers. They always try to maintain a good traffic system on roads. They always try to do that. Actually, after finishing the unit regarding traffic police, definitely you should foster, you should nurse a very consciousness into your heart that while using road, we should follow some rules and regulations for maintaining a good traffic system, and try to follow the traffic rules, and don't think that you will avoid traffic rules and you will violate the traffic rules. We should not do that, because at the end of the day, we want to be regarded as a good man, as a conscious person. For being a conscious person, definitely you will follow the rules and regulations of traffic police. We should help the people who are trying to ensure our safety, who are trying to ensure their duty. We should help them also. And dear students, actually today that's all for this passage. My dear students, I just want to recap the whole unit. The whole unit deals with the deals with our system of using roads. You know, my dear students, while using roads, of course, you have to follow some rules and regulations, and definitely you have to negotiate your illusions with your brain. Otherwise, sometimes you may face some unavoidable situations on the roads. Even our brain is like a computer. You know, our brain is like a computer, but there is a difference between our brain and a computer. What is the difference? The difference is conscience. We have our conscience, and depend on our conscience, we can do many things. That means we can be logical, we can be actually we can be concerned with any type of situation on roads. For that reason, we should not be whimsical, we should be conscious, we should be logical while using roads. While using roads or while driving, of course, definitely we should do that. And of course, we should not forget that the people who are performing their duties for ensuring our safety, for ensuring our security on roads or on any place, definitely we should pay our gratitude, we should pay our respectance to them, to the profession. And in the poem I told you the last class, that means the poem depend on the traffic policeman. We got the sorrows and sufferings of traffic policemen, and definitely we should not ignore their sorrows and sufferings, because they always perform their duty in any type of situation, whether it is sunny, whether it is rainy, or any type of adverse situation. They never flee away from their duty, they never swerve from their duty. But we should help them, we should be conscious, and we should not ignore their sorrows and sufferings. We should be sympathize, or actually not sympathize, we should actually acknowledge their duty, acknowledge their performance, and we should help them to perform their duty fruitfully. And the last lesson we got the story regarding a traffic policeman made by Philippos Philoctetes and my brother, a traffic policeman. Here you will get a relationship between the people who are involved in on the roads, and they get some sensible or sensitivity on the relationship. At the end of the story, we will get a good ending or happy ending. In this way, the story is just finished. And after finishing the unit, of course, you should think in this way. What is that? The passage, the unit is very important for your examination also, and this unit is very important for your daily life. For your daily life, this passage is very important. All the passages are very important, and definitely at the end of the passage, I expect the students who are just attending the class, of course, you will be conscious and you will make yourself a good citizen for the country. Anyway, I just want to close the class for today, my dear students. Let me say something before ending the class. And you are very busy. I know that you are very busy with your admission. Within very short time, you will complete your admission and you will be admitted into different colleges. And you know, my dear students, don't forget that this time is very important for your life. This is a very turning point of your life. So this the time is very limited, but you have to cross a long way. And after crossing the long way, we will expect, your parents will expect that you will be able to reach the expected place. For that reason, you have to use the time properly. Don't try to be indifferent to use your time. And definitely, of course, you should think that time is the most important or most valuable gift from our Almighty Allah. For that reason, you will use your time properly, and you have to be careful. Of course, definitely maintain the health discipline, and for that so that you may get a good life or sound life. And definitely don't forget to take the nutritious food every day, and don't forget about maintaining the health discipline and maintaining good foods for your body, for your sound health. So thank you, my dear students, for today. Inshallah, we will meet you again. So keep it up. Thank you very much.